Yeah, guys. So we are trying to understand what is layered architecture and how to implement a project by using layered architecture. So layered architecture, nothing but developing our application with multiple classes by achieving loosely coupling. So if you go for any project development, multiple layers will be available, like presentation layer will be available, controllers will be available, services will be available, and repository will be available, right? So database, we are going to communicate with the database. To communicate with the database, we are going to use a data JPA. In the data JPA, we are going to use repository concept. CRUD repository available, JPA repository is available. By using that, we can create repositories. Then service classes will be available. Inside the service class, we are going to implement business logic. Inside the service class, we are going to implement business logic. Then controllers will be available. What is the purpose of controller? What is the purpose of controller? Where we are going to deal with the request and response. In order to create a controller, we will use one annotation called @controller annotation. And UI pages are available. HTML pages we are creating. So instead of creating a plain HTML, we are using Bootstrap as well as Timeleaf to develop our presentation logic. So in the last application, so in the last session, we created one WebMVC application. In that WebMVC application, we are capturing the data from the form and we are storing in the database. A student form we developed, form data we are capturing and we are saving the data into database table. And we are having one hyperlink in the page. When we click on the hyperlink, the data we are having in the database, we are retrieving the data from the database and we are displaying in the table format. Okay, that application already we developed yesterday and it is working. So when you click on add a new student, form is available. We are capturing the form data. So am I writing the logic to capture the form data or I'm not writing the logic to capture the form data? Am I writing the logic to capture the form data? I'm not writing the logic to capture form data. No, I'm not writing the logic to capture form data. So whenever you send a request, the request is going to the controller method. Who is calling the controller method? Programmer calling the controller method or dispatcher servlet is calling the controller method? Dispatcher servlet is calling the controller method. And remember, whenever we are developing a form, guys, so when you are developing a form fields, right? So you need to keep in mind, there is one Java class available. Okay, so let me take this. We are going to develop one Java class. Yeah, we are going to develop one Java class, right? So the Java class, assume that we are taking the class as a student. Inside the student class, we are having ID, we are having the name, and we are having email, and we are having phone number. So like this, we are taking a class. Inside the class, there are some variables available. And we are going to develop a form. So the form is having name and having email, having phone number. So these are the text fields we are taking in the form. Name is available, which is one text field, and email is available, that is another text field, and phone number is also available. And here we are having a submit button, right? Button is available. When you click on this button, I want to store this data into database table. Yeah. So this is my submit button. Now, when you are developing a form, you need to keep in mind the form fields should match with our variables in the class. Name, we are mapping with that. Email, we are mapping with that. Phone number, we are mapping with this. That means the Java class variables, should match with the form fields. Then you no need to capture the form data. Form data can be captured by dispatcher servlet and it will map that data to your Java object. So if you see in our yesterday's project, the student class is available. Inside the student class, there are some variables available. Student ID, student name, email ID, phone number. These variable names are very, very important for us. Whatever the variable name I am using here, the same variable names we are going to configure in our form page. We are having one HTML page here that is index.html. Inside the index.html, if you observe, name is equal to name I am giving. Name is equal to email I am giving. Name is equal to phone number I am giving. Okay. So here, whatever the variables we are having in the class, those variables which match should match with the form names. Form field names should match with that. Then only we can capture the data into our object. Suppose in the index.html, if the name I am giving as student name and the email if I am giving as student email, instead of the phone number, I'm giving as mobile number. Now, what will happen? If I create the variables, if I develop the form like this, name is equal to student name is equal to student email, name is equal to mobile. So I can develop a form like this. So the form will work, no problem. Form will display, but what is the problem? The data will not be captured. The data capturing process will not happen. So whatever the class variable names are available, the name, email, phone number, those names should match with the form field names also. Then only data will be captured and will be stored into our object format. Otherwise, data will not be captured into our object. If you go for servlet, you need to write the logic manually. Request that get parameter to capture the form data. But here, we are not writing request that get parameter. We are matching our form names with our Java class variable names. Then when we click on the button, dispatcher servlet is going to identify this method should be called further. When they are calling this method is expecting object as a parameter. So they will capture the form data. They will store into our object. Object is giving as our method parameter. All right. Now, so I will run this project in the debug mode and I will show you how it is working in the background. You all know what is the debugging. What is the debugging, guys? What is the debugging? It is used to execute the code line by line. Execute the code line by line. So go to our start class of the project, right click, debug as Spring Boot application. I'm going to run this application in the debug mode so that we can understand how the code is working in the background. Okay. So debugging is started. Application started in the debug mode. Let us go here and access localhost colon 8080. Is there any URL pattern I am giving? No. So if you go to our controller class, there is a method with the empty URL pattern. There is a method available with the empty URL pattern. So the empty URL pattern method is returning view name. It is not sending any data. It is just returning model and view name available as index. So what is index? Index.html is available. Inside this index.html, I have created one form and I am using Bootstrap also. How we add Bootstrap for that? Bootstrap JS file, Bootstrap CSS file we are adding. What is the benefit of adding this Bootstrap? What is the benefit of adding the Bootstrap? Styles we can apply. So button class, button primary we are giving. So the button color is coming different. So Bootstrap styles we are adding for that. Then, so go here, enter some details here, some test user. Name I am giving as a test user, test@gmail.com, some phone number I am giving. Then click on save button. So if you see this form, the form is having an action called save student. Save student action is available. Then it will go to your controller, will identify, is there any method available which is mapped to the URL save student? Yes, there is a method available. So what is the method type here? Get mapping method. From the form also, we are sending a get request only. click on save button. So when I click on save button, the request is coming to our controller. Request is coming to controller. Now you check it in the controller method. Object I'm taking as a parameter. Keep your cursor on the object. Can you see form data is coming? Email is coming. Phone name is coming. Phone number is coming. Am I capturing this data or I am not capturing this data? No. Who is capturing this data? Dispatcher servlet is capturing the data and giving in the form of one object. Then here I'm creating model and view object. What is the purpose of model and view here? What is the purpose of model and view? To send the data to the UI in the form of key and value. To the UI page, if you want to send the data, then we are going to use model and view. Then I am calling service dot save student method. Service dot save student method I am calling. Then it is going to insert the record into database table. One insert query is executed and it return is saved. What is saved here? True. That means record is inserted. If it is true, I'm storing success message in the key and value pair. Then I am returning. I'm returning that view name as index and returning MAV. That means index page will be loaded. Inside the index page, what we are doing, we are displaying a success message. But if you observe the form we submitted, where is the form data displaying now? Can you see the form data in the URL? Can you see the form data in the URL? So when I submit the form data is going to the server in the URL. Is it recommended? Recommended or not recommended? Not recommended. If I have a password also will be displayed in the URL. So this is the problem when you send a request to the server with the get map. So as we are sending a get request to the server, form data is going to the server in the URL. We should not do that. So to avoid this problem, what we need to do? We need to map our form to a post method. So form action is available. Along with the action, we need to give method is equal to post, guys. We need to give the method is equal to post. If you don't give the method, then by default, that method will be available as a get. When you submit a form with the get request, form data will go to the server in the URL. Form data will go to the server in the URL. That is not recommended. So if you have a password, if you have a PIN number, everything will be displayed in the URL. To avoid this problem, we are going to give the method is equal to post. When the method is equal to post, then inside the controller, the request should be mapped to post mapping. Instead of get mapping, what is the URL I need to use? I need to use the URL as a post mapping. That means we are submitting the form. Sir, can you switch on that charger URL? Yes. No, still. Where you connected the charger? Here. Yes. Can you switch? And yes. Can you call that office? Yeah. So whenever you are sending a post request, then the controller method also should have a post mapping. So what is the problem with the get request? Get request is sending the data in the URL. So we should not send the data in the URL. That's why we need to go for post request. So I'm using post mapping. All right. Now I have stopped my server. Then let me restart the project in the debug mode again. Go to the start class and debug as boot application. I have started this in the debug mode. So I have started my server again in the debug mode now. So let's go back, view all students. There is a breakpoint available in the view all students. So here we are sending a get request, get all students method available. Go inside this method. What we are doing in the get all students method? We are calling repository.findAll. What is the meaning of repository.findAll? What is the purpose of find all method? Find all method is used to retrieve all the records available in the table. Then go to F6. So it is going to execute one query. That query will retrieve all the records from the table. Whatever the records we are getting, we are sending the records to the UI by using key and value. Key is students, value is a student list object. Then we are setting the view name as a data.html file will be available. So if you go to that file, data.html, again Bootstrap is available and we are displaying a table here. So the class is equal to table, table bordered, table striped. These are Bootstrap classes I'm adding for the table. So from the controller, data is coming in the form of one list. That list is a student's list. I want to iterate that student list. I will get the student object. That each student object I am printing in the table, student.name, student.email, student.phone number. Again, these are variables which are available in the student class. It is something like we are calling getter methods of the student object. So this is a list we are getting. From the list we are iterating the each student object, each student data we are printing in the table form. Now F8. So with this we are getting the data.html, all the student records we are able to see here. Then click on add a new student. Again form is coming. Enter some data and enter some email ID and phone number. Click on save. Now form is submitted. The request is sent to the controller method. Go to the controller. So who is going to call the controller method? Dispatcher. So you see the email ID coming, name is coming, phone number is coming. What about ID? ID is coming or not coming? No. In the form, ID is not available. So student data, form data is coming in the form of object. Then I am calling save student method. That is a service method. Go inside that method. Here we are calling repository.save of our object. What is the purpose of save method? It is used to store the data into table. Now, whatever the object I am passing, in this S object, ID is available or ID is not available? ID is not available. Then save it. The record will be inserted to table. One insert query is executed. It is returning the object again. Now you check this object. Student ID available or ID not available? ID available. Are we passing the ID or we are not passing the ID? We are not passing the ID. Then how the ID is coming? Generator. So in the JPA, we are using a concept called generator concept. With the generator concept, the ID is inserted in the table. If the ID is available, if ID is not equal to null, that is true. That means the record is inserted in the table. If it is true, then I am setting success message, key comma value. Okay, F6. Success message stored in the model object. Then I'm setting the view name as an index. What is index? A page. In that page, I can access success message. I can access error message also. Now F8. Now you go to this page. The success message is displayed. But can you see form data in the URL or form data is not available in the URL? Earlier form data is available in the URL. Now the form data not available in the URL. What is the difference? Why? Earlier form data is available. Now the form data is not available.
Post method. Post method.
Earlier we have sent a get request to the server. When you send a get request to the server, data will go to the server in the URL pattern. But when you send a post request, data will go in the request body. Data will not go in the URL. So when you are submitting a form, always you need to go for post request. When you are getting the data, you can go for the get request. When you are submitting the form, you need to go for the post request. To map our methods to the get request, we are using a URL pattern with a get mapping annotation that will map our request to the HTTP get method. When you are submitting the form, I am using post mapping, then post request will go to the server. Get request and post request. Always remember, when you want to get the data from the server, you send a get request. When you want to send the data to the server, then you send a post request. In the get request, data will go in the URL. in the post request, data will not go in the URL path. Okay. So it is in the debug mode. Then we are able to get all the students which are available. We are able to add the student and we are able to get the student also. Are you clear with my point? Now, can we implement delete operation now? Can we implement a delete operation? So I want to add one delete button. If I click on the delete button, that record should be deleted. When I click on the delete button, that record should be deleted. Now, so go to that data.html. Okay, here, let us give one option called action. Action I am giving. Now, here, TD I am taking. Inside this TD, I need to give a href is equal to something like this, delete. So currently I'm adding hash. There is no URL for that. Now refresh, view students. Delete option is coming. Okay. There is a button called delete button. Delete hyperlink is available. If you want to display that as currently it is coming as a hyperlink. If you want, you can add a delete button also. To add a button, you need to give a class. Class is equal to btn, nothing but a button. Now refresh. Now currently the button is coming, but it is not displaying properly. We need to give a button class. Okay. So you can give button. If you give primary, that will come in the blue color. Button primary, it is coming in the blue color. So it is a delete option. So it's better to give the red color button. Button danger. Now refresh. Button is coming in the red color. So now when I click on this button, anything is happening now? No, nothing is happening. We need to delete the record from the table. So based on the ID, we can delete the record. Based on the ID of the record, we can delete. Delete by ID method is available. Now let me go here. Go to my service layer first. Go to the service layer. Do we have any method to delete the record? There is no method available to delete the record. So what I need to do, I should write one method in order to delete the record. Public void delete integer student ID. Public void delete integer student ID I'm doing. Now go to the service IMPL. Let us override that delete method. Override this method. Delete method is available. Right? Now I want to delete it. What is the method to delete a record? Repository dot delete by ID. Delete by ID, which is SI. So with this, I'm going to delete the record which is available in the table. So in the service layer, I have added one method, delete method. Then I'm going to override that method, delete method, repository.delete by ID, which is going to delete the record available in the table. Now, after deleting, when I have this method, now go to controller. Inside the controller, I should write one method, public model and view delete record. Delete record. So to delete this record, I need the ID as an input. So let me take integer student ID, then service dot delete by passing this student ID. Okay, that method is not returning anything. It is a void method. Now, after deleting this record, now I want to send the data back to the same page called model and view page is available. I need to get the latest records available in the table. I need to send the data back to the same page. Right? So after executing this delete method, service.delete student ID, the record will be deleted. After deleting the record, again what I am doing, guys? I'm getting the latest records available in the table. I'm storing into the model and view object. I am setting the view name. I'm returning the model and view. So here, let us write one method at the rate get mapping. I'm using at the rate get mapping, that is /delete. /delete. Now, in order to delete the record, I need the ID from the UI. I want to send ID from the UI. So whenever you click on the delete button, this record ID should go to the controller. So I want to send particular ID to the controller. So to take that ID from the controller, I'm going to use one annotation called @request param annotation. What is that annotation, guys? @request param annotation I'm using. What is the purpose of @request param? To capture the data from the URL. Okay. When you click on the delete button, that particular student ID, I will send to the controller in the URL. So based on that ID, I'm going to delete the record and I will send the latest records back to the UI. Okay. So I'm using one new annotation. What is that new annotation? Request param. What is the purpose of this request param annotation? Which is used to capture query parameter. Now go to data.html. Here href is available. Href is equal to delete. Href is equal to delete question mark, and I need to pass SID is equal to $of s dot SI. Delete question mark, SID is equal to $of s dot SI. So what is the meaning of $of s dot SID? I want to get the existing student object ID to the URL. I want to prepare a delete URL with the student ID as a query parameter. So when you click on the delete button, the request will go to delete URL pattern with the student ID in the URL. That student ID we are capturing from the query parameter by using request param annotation. With that student ID, I'm going to delete the record. After the record is deleted, I'm calling get all students. I will get the latest students. I will send to the same page here. Are you clear? Let's try this. Is it going to work or not? Let me run the application. Clear. Add new student. View students available. Keep your cursor. No. If you see ID is going or ID is not going. No. ID is going or ID is not going in the URL. If you see the bottom of the URL, when you give the delete button, here the URL pattern, SID, value coming, $of SID is coming. $of SID is coming. So the URL is not prepared properly. The ID is not going to the server. ID is not coming properly. So whatever the URL pattern we have prepared, this is not working. This is not the correct URL pattern. Now you can check it. Go to debug mode, run in the debug, keep your cursor to the delete method. You can check what is the ID coming to the server. If ID is coming to the server, then only we can delete the record. If ID is not coming, then we cannot delete the record. Okay. Refresh. There is a breakpoint to get the students. Yes. Click on delete. Yeah. What is happening now? Is it working or not working? Delete SID is not working. If you see here in the SID, the number should come. Student ID should come, but the ID is not coming. That means whatever that we are writing in the URL pattern, $s.sid, this is not rendering. This is not rendering. So for this, we need to use th:/href. I'm using th:/href. Let us try. So if you use th colon href, still it is facing the problem. Could not parse the expression, delete question mark SID is equal to dollar of SID. So this URL pattern is not working. If I use th colon href, then it is not working. This is not the right way to prepare the URL. Now, so let's go to Google and let us search for that. Sending request parameter in timeleaf href. So whatever the question you are having, you just type in the Google, then you will get the answer. So what is our problem now? I want to prepare a URL. I want to prepare a hyperlink. In that hyperlink, I want to send a query parameter. I want to send the ID. So if I am writing like this, th colon href, it is not considering that as a query parameter. So that is my query. Google searching technique is very important. Just I will go to the Google and I will type. So I want to send a query parameter. Sending query parameter in URL href using timeleaf. That's it. Sending timeleaf URL, path variable to the timeleaf, sending URL, sending query parameters, href query params in timeleaf Spring. That's it. Path variable to the href, sending request parameters with the timeleaf. Okay, check this. Slash index param value 1 param value 2. No. Href ID is equal to 1. It is not giving the clear picture. Category edit href. @ curly brace slash delete question mark ID question mark ID. Yeah. Can you take this one? Just observe that, sir. What is the difference between our URL pattern and their URL pattern? Main question mark ID is equal to plus customer dot ID th colon text that is not required. Let's try this. Class is equal to button and button danger. Yes, now you can see ID is coming or not? Earlier the ID was not coming. Now the ID is coming in the URL. So look at this URL pattern. Delete question mark SID is equal to plus dollar of S dot SID. Class is equal to button danger. Now refresh. So the delete is coming now. So let us click on this delete. Go to that controller. Let us see the ID is coming in the query parameter or click on delete. The request is coming to the controller method. Can you check it? The ID is coming or yes, ID is coming on. ID is coming as a 6 now. So with this, we are going to call delete of SID. Go inside that method, delete by ID of SID. So with that ID, I am going to delete that record. F6, the delete query will be executed. Yes, delete from student table. Delete query got executed. F6, the record is deleted. We are getting the latest records from the table. We are sending back to the UI. That record is deleted. Let me disable the breakpoint here. Go to test user, click on the delete. That record is deleted. Now click on Robert. Record is available. Delete. Now click on Smith. Delete. Record is deleted from the table. When you are deleting, if you want any confirmation, then you can write one function also. Go to data.html. When I click on the delete button, by default, the record is getting deleted. So by mistake also, if I click on this button, then what happened? Record is deleted. Before deleting a record, I want a confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete the recorder? So how to display a confirmation before deleting a record? Let us go to our HTML. Let us write one script in the header tag. JavaScript function I will write here.
Alert.
Yeah, script we can write. Confirmation, delete confirmation. Delete confirmation. I want to write one JavaScript function. So for this, we are going to take confirm. Are you sure you want to delete? Return. Confirm. If you press OK, delete, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false value. Alert or delete confirmation window we are going to call. Yeah. Return confirm. Confirm is a predefined function in the JavaScript. Go for delete confirmation. Hyperlink is available. In this hyperlink, we are going to write on click. On click is equal to return delete confirmation. Now refresh. Click on delete. No, confirmation window is not coming. Why there is error? Semicolon expected. Where semicolon? Oh, okay. We
Sir,
should
maybe
write
function.
We should write a keyword called function keyword. So I'm writing one function, delete confirmation. In that function, I'm calling a predefined function called confirm, return confirm. So with this one, alert will display. If you press yes, record will be deleted. If you press no, that will not submit the request. Now go and add one new record. Add a new student. Add the name, some raj@gmail.com, some phone number, save. Record is saved. Record is available. Now click on delete. Now it is asking, are you sure you want to delete? If I click cancel, record will not be deleted. If I click OK, then only the record will be deleted. Once the record is deleted, I want to display a message. Record deleted successfully. Can we display a message also? Record deleted successfully? Yes. So for that, go to the controller. Once the record is deleted, I'm sending the student's data and I'm going to send mav.add object message deleted successfully. I want to display a message deleted successfully. How to access this message in the data.html? Just above this table, I want to display paragraph th colon text is equal to $of message. $of message. This message I want to display in some green color. I want to display a message in the green color. Then what we can do? Font color is equal to some green. Font color is equal to green. Or we can give in another way also. Color green I am giving. This paragraph I am going to keep inside this font. Then it will display a message in the green color. Now, go to here, add a new student, something like Raj, gmail.com, some number, save. Student is saved. View the students here. Click on delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. Then it is displaying a message, deleted successfully. Again, add the new student, some value and some phone number, save. Then add another student, some John, gmail.com, phone number, save. Okay. Email ID should be valid. Save. Student save. View the students here. 2 records are available. Click on delete. Are you sure you want to delete? I will click cancel. Then nothing will happen. If I click on delete, if I click OK, then only record will be deleted. Message is coming as deleted successful. So look at this. Inside this view page, we have prepared one hyperlink here, guys. Just observe the hyperlink we have prepared here. Whenever you click on the delete button, the request will go to /delete with the student ID as a query parameter. It will send student ID as a query parameter. With the student ID, we are deleting the record. Just look at that URL once. What is the meaning of question mark SID here? Query parameter. Question mark SID, that is a query parameter. We are sending the data from controller to UI and UI to controller. So now, if you observe how we are sending the data from controller to UI, to send the data from controller to UI, we are using model and view object. Then we are having data.html. Here hyperlink is available, which is used to delete the record. Okay. So yesterday I have given the code also. How many of you able to develop this application? All of you able to develop? So line by line code I have given. This is our entity class. Okay. This is our interface. Today our interface got changed. In our interface, I have added one extra method, which is called delete method. I have added one extra method, which is called delete method. And in the IMPL also, one method we have implemented, that is for delete functionality. Delete functionality implemented. Inside the controller, one extra method is added. Go to controller. Yes. So I'm going to delete the record. To delete the record, I'm taking student ID as a query parameter. Then coming to the view page. Today our data index.html is not changed. There is no change in that, but we have done the changes to data.html. So in the data.html, I have added some new logic here. Yes. So what we have done, one hyperlink extra we have added and one JavaScript function we have added. What is the purpose of this JavaScript function? Confirmation window. Whether you want to delete the record or not, that you can take a confirmation by using this JavaScript function. You got it? Fine. Next one. Guys, when we are developing the controller, okay, inside the controller, we are taking model and view object as a return. Model and view object as a return type. There is another way also. There is another way also to develop the controller methods. Second approach to develop the controller method. So same method, I'm going to develop in the another way. See here, instead of taking model and view as a parameter return type, I will take only string as a return. I will take only string as a return type and I will return index. Okay, so this one load form something slash student, and we can take model object spring dot ui dot model. So there are two ways. These two methods are same, guys. The purpose of both methods are same. Just observe what is the difference between those two methods. Just observe what is the difference between those two methods. Here, first method is returning. What is the return type of the first method? String means it is returning the view page. First method is returning the view page. Second method, guys, what is happening in the second method? Model and view. Here, first method is having model as a parameter. Second method does not have anything as a parameter. Sorry. This also used to send the data to the UI. So you want to send the data from controller to UI, right? You can send the data from controller to UI either by using model and view, or you can use model also. Okay. Here we are setting the view name. Here directly we are returning the. That's it. Both are same. If you want to send any data, then you can do like this. Model dot add attribute key comma value. If you are using model and view, then we will use add object. If you are using only model, then we will use add attribute key comma value. You can write controller methods like this, or you can write like this also. Both are same. So if you take model and view as a return type, then you need to create the object. You need to set the data, set the view name, and return that. If you take model as a parameter, then you can take string as a return type. That string will represent view name. Data that you want to send, you can add to the model by using add attribute. Model dot add attribute key comma value. Is this clear? So you can write controller methods in two ways. Approach one, approach two. Now let me start this application. If you use empty URL also, index page will come. If you use student as a URL also, index page will come. Let us run this application now. Application started. Now go to here localhost colon 8080. Index page is coming. Okay. Index page is coming. If you go to the another tab, localhost colon 8080/student, then also index page is coming. So you can write controller methods in two ways. One is by using model and view as a return type. Another one is by using string as a return. If you take string as a return type, whatever it is returning, that is a view page. And how to send the data page? By taking model as a parameter. If you take model and view as a return type, no need to take the model as a parameter. You can set the data to the model and view object. So this approach or this approach, both are correct. You can use anything. Anything is fine. Just look at them. Just compare the differences. Parameter is different. Return type is different. In the first method, string is the return type. Parameter is model. That also used to send the data from controller to UI. In the second method, return type is model and view. There is no parameter.
So when we are opening student URL,
Yes.
add attribute where it is displaying.
It is just I'm showing you how to send it, but it's not required.
Yeah.
If you want to send some data, then you can use add attribute. So are you guys able to understand how to develop one application by using layered architecture? So what is the meaning of layered architecture? What is the meaning of layered architecture?
It will have all the layer controller
Developing the
service.
application by dividing into multiple layers. Presentation layer, web layer, nothing but controller layer, service layer, repository layer will be available. Presentation layer, nothing but UI pages will be available. HTML pages we are developing by using Timeleaf and Bootstrap. Why we are using Bootstrap? For styles. Instead of writing the lot of CSS, we can go for the Bootstrap. Predefined classes are available. So same thing here. If you go for index.html, when I give button class is equal to button primary, we are getting a beautiful button. So that is a predefined class in the Bootstrap. Same thing if you want to do in the CSS, lot of code you need to write in the CSS. You need to write your own classes in the CSS. But if you go for Bootstrap, predefined classes are available. So that's why I'm using the Bootstrap in order to develop our view pages. All good? Yes. So here we understood three different annotations, guys. One is @controller we have seen. What is the purpose of @controller? What is the purpose of @controller? To represent our Java class as a controller class. And we used @get mapping. What is the purpose of @get mapping? It is used to map our method to HTTP get request. And we are using @post mapping. What is the purpose of @post mapping? To map our method to HTTP post request. When to go for get request, when to go for post request. If you want to retrieve the data from the server to UI, get mapping. If you want to send the data from client to server, post. Form submissions will happen with the post request. And we used one annotation called request param. What is the purpose of request param?
Pass the request data along with the HTTP
Which
request.
is used to capture query parameter. Request param is the annotation which is used to capture the data from the query parameter. So how the query parameters will be available? Question mark, key and value will be available. So when you go to the application, when you click on the delete button, the ID will go to the server in the URL. Are you sure want to delete? Yes. Now can you see the URL? Question mark SID is equal to 9. So the question mark SID is equal to 9 is a query parameter. Key value. To capture the data from the query parameters, we are using one annotation called @request param annotation. So total 4 annotations we have used. Controller, get mapping, post mapping, and request param annotation we have used. And here, if you observe, in the database table, select star from student. Currently, there is no record available. I want to insert one record. Go back, add a new student, add Ashok and some number. Click on save. Record is inserted. Go to that database table, select star from student. Record is inserted. ID, name, phone number, email. ID, am I setting or I'm not setting that ID? Am I setting the ID or I'm not setting the ID? Then how the ID is coming? So
Generator.
JPA concept is available here. In our code, we are using data JPA. Spring Web MVC plus data JPA combination we are using to perform the operation. Save student method. Student object is available. For the student object, I am using generated value. What is the meaning of generated value? What is the meaning of generated value?
Ra.
Automatically, primary key
Thank you,
column
Ra.
value will be generated. Automatically, primary key
Idu
column
praga-
value will be generated by using auto increment concept. That is
Date
fine.
calendar ప్రకారం 31 అదే అనుకుంటాం.
What is this?
31 చేసుకున్నాం లాస్ట్ టైం.
Yeah. So we are using @generated value annotation. Because of that annotation, primary key column value is auto generated. That is fine. Next one, if you see the table, select star from student. Can you tell me when that record is inserted in the table? Do we have created date option? Do we have created date option? Some records are inserted. Now, after 10 days, I want to know when my record is inserted in the table. Can you identify that? How? Why we can't identify? Currently, date is available or date is not available. So without that, you can't identify when that record is created. Without that, you can't identify when that record is created. So in the real time, for every table, we need to maintain created date, updated date columns. For every table, we need to maintain created date and updated date columns. Now, observe. I'm going to take private, local date, created date, private, local date, updated date. So these are the two columns which are very common for every table in the real time. So when I add these two variables, select star from student, now two columns are added. Earlier, those columns are not available. When I modify my entity, those columns are created. That means as we are having DDL auto update, table is altered. What happened now? Alter table, add column, created date and updated date. Alter table, add the created date column and updated date column. Now you observe, select star from student. One record is already available, Ashok. Now go and insert one more record. Go and insert one more record in the table. View students. Currently only one student is available. Add the student some ram@gmail.com and some phone number. Click on save. Record is saved. Record is saved. Now come back. Go to the database. Star from student. Created date populated or not populated? Not populated. So am I setting that created date in my program? When I'm inserting the record, am I setting the created date or I'm not setting the created date? From the form, what is the data we are getting? Name, email, phone number is coming. Created date is coming or created date is not coming? Can you ask user to enter the created date? No. User will not enter the created date. System should generate the created. Our system should generate the created date. So for that, there is a annotation available in the JPA, which is called @creation timestamp. What is the annotation, guys? @creation timestamp. So @creation timestamp annotation is available. What is the purpose of that annotation? Whenever a new record is inserted in the table, then created date should be populated for that record. That is a JPA concept. What is the annotation I'm using? Creation timestamp. What is the purpose of creation timestamp? Whenever a new record is inserted in the table, then for this column, created date column, the today's date should be inserted. I don't need to set the date programmatically. Automatically, whenever a new record is inserted, that the date will be populated. Okay. Now go to this table, select the star from student, 2 records available. Dates available or date is not available? Not available. Go and insert one record, some Raju @gmail.com, some number. Save. I'm saving that record. Go to the table now. Now can you check? Third record. What happened to the third record? Created date is coming. Am I setting that value or it is coming by default? By default. Why it is coming by default? Why it is coming by default? Creation timestamp. You look at the annotation. What is the annotation I'm using here? Creation timestamp. So what is the purpose of creation timestamp? It is used to populate created a date column value in the table. This is it. I told you. Some concepts of JPA is pending. Now we are using those concepts. We will complete all the pending topics in the JPA. Right? So generated value. It is a generator concept in the JPA. What is the purpose of generator concept in the JPA? Which is used to generate the value for primary key column. So end user will not set the value for the primary key column. Am I asking the user to enter the student ID also? User will enter the ID or user will not enter the ID? User should not enter because primary key nothing but unique value. User, if I ask user to enter the ID, they may enter a duplicate value. I don't want the duplicate value. I want unique value in the table. So I want to generate the unique value. To generate the unique value, I'm using a generator concept. Then for every table, created date will be available. So it is used to understand when this record is inserted in the table. So it is common for every table. So I don't want to set the date manually. But from the UI also, date is not coming. So that's why I want to populate the date for the created date column. For that, there is an annotation called creation timestamp. Similarly, if you are having update functionality to update, whenever you update, when the record is updated, to populate that value, update timestamp will be available. Creation timestamp, update timestamp. What is the purpose of update timestamp? Whenever the record is updated, updated date will be populated. On which date the record is inserted, created date will populate. On which date the record is updated, updated date will populate. For that we are using 2 new annotations. These are from the JPA. One is creation timestamp, another one is update timestamp. Yes, 3 different annotations. Generated value, creation timestamp, updated timestamp. All are from the JPA. So with the combination of web MVC and data JPA, we are developing a project. With the combination of web MVC, data JPA, we are developing a project. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Now, we need to implement email sending functionality. We need to implement email send. Whenever we add one student, you are giving the student mail ID, right? Name available, email available, phone number available. When I add a student, so we need to send one email to the student. Hi, welcome to Ashok IT. Your data is added in our website. I want to send one email to the user. So how to send an email? By using Spring Boot. Are you guys getting my point? So what email sending is very common in every project, right? Email sending is very common in every project. Now, you guys can do one thing. Okay. So can you open our website in your mobile, test.ashokid.in. Just go to that website, open in your mobile, test.ashokid.in. test.ashokid.in. All of you, online as well as offline. test.ashokid.in. Able to open? Just go to Google URL test.ashokid.in. Open? Working? Go to login. Go to login. You don't have an account. Simply click on create new account. Enter your name, your mail ID, your WhatsApp number and register. Give valid mail ID. And you see email is coming around. Enter your name, enter your mail ID, your gender, country code and WhatsApp number. Just create the account. That's it. Sorry? Already login. Test website. No. Not Ashok ID website. Test.ashokid.in. If you create the account, are you getting the email? You got a OTP also in the WhatsApp. Enter that OTP and confirm. You will get your password to your mail ID. You got OTP also? Yes. You got the email also? Account is created? Yes. You will get the email and you will get the OTP also. So you need to implement such kind of projects. And this is a Spring Boot project only. Whenever you create an account, am I asking the password? Are you selecting the password here? But check your email, you received a password. So email is going from my project. So we need to implement the same functionality now. Password is also coming, right? With that password, you can log in now. And you can change the password also. And now you go to forget password and you can check it. If you forgot your password, there is a forget password option. Go to login, forget password is available. If you give your wrong mail ID and check it, give the right mail ID and check it. If you forgot your password, you will get one more email to reset your password. So you understand, whenever you create the account, you are getting a mail to your mail ID with the password. So now, today, I want you people to complete this application with the delete functionality. And I want you people to do some research on email sending functionality in the Spring. So whenever the same project only, I'm not going to create a new project. In the same project only, whenever you add a new student, if you give the mail ID, if I give my mail ID and if I click on submit button, we need to send a welcome email to that email ID. Hi, welcome to Ashok IT. Your record is added in our website. That's it. Aadhaar number mandate is optional. Where it is asking? State profile. Personal details. Optional or mandatory? Optional is there. I will check it. I will make it mandatory. So check the email that you got, the template, and OTP you got to your WhatsApp. All these things I have implemented in our project by using Spring Boot. I developed this project with Spring Boot. MySQL. MySQL database, front end is Angular, back end is Spring Boot. Data JPA. I will show you the code also, whatever I have developed. It took around 4 months of time to develop that project. Online payment you can do directly. Payment gateway integrated. You can purchase the course directly. WhatsApp bulk SMS, WhatsApp OTP is available. And if you see here, course registration, test.ashoka.in. Whenever there is a free workshop, you can check for the free workshops. It will show you how many people registered for the free workshop. When you click on register now, the workshop page will display. You can enter the details here. Form validations available. So if OTP validation will happen only one time. Every time OTP validation will not be there. For your number, OTP already verified. Okay. So when you go and register next time, click on the register button. It is processing your registration. It is a loader. Loader image is coming. Okay. Processing your registration. Please wait. Once the registration got completed, is it asking for OTP? No. Because for one mobile number in our website, OTP validation only one time. If I want to validate OTP every time half rupee I have to pay for the WhatsApp to send a message. So once your OTP is validated, you don't need to validate every day. And go to login. Next one, careers. Course registration is available. So in the course registration also, when somebody want to register for the course again, OTP integration is available. Placements. When there is a new placement available, the placement will display. Currently the records are deleted. Placement records will display. You can apply to the placement directly from here. So lot of functionality I have added in this project. Forget password. If you give some wrong email ID and if you check for the password, it will say no record found with the given email ID. If you give the correct mail ID and if you give the correct mail ID, if you submit, then it will send you an email to your record, processing your registration. There is a mistake in the message. Yeah. Reset password link sent to your registered email. So my email ID, I will get a link where I can reset my password. You can see my project will send an email to the mail ID. Forgot password mail ID I got. Right? So when I go to the forgot password, reset password option is available. If I click on reset password, it will go to one more page where you can set the new password and you can set the confirm password. Then your password will be updated in the system. So these are real-time kind of scenarios. So you need to implement a project like this. Then you can keep the experience and you can attend the interview. Right? Completely I have developed it. Classes. Java classes. More than 300 to 400 classes will be there. Tables around 80 to 90. 80 to 90 tables are available in the database. And payment gateway is also there. Payment gateway integration is there. So from next time, when you want to pay the fees for Ashok IT, you no need to do the manual payment. Everything is automated. You can do the payment directly in the website itself. Immediately you will get the course access. Currently, what is the problem? Students are paying the course fees in the Google Pay. Admin has to verify the payment. They have to give the access. The biggest problem, some people will do the payment at night time at 8 o'clock. At that time, admin will not be available. Morning 7 o'clock class is there. They will not get the class link. They have to wait till next day afternoon. So there is some miscommunication is happening here. So directly I have integrated website online payment. If they do the payment, directly they can access the class. Immediately the class will be available for them. And if I want to send a bulk SMS, earlier we need to take one Excel sheet and we need to send the bulk SMS to the people manually. It will take half an hour time if I want to send a bulk SMS. Now in the website, I have automated everything. I can send a bulk SMS for 1 lakh people within 5 seconds of time. If I click a button, message will go to all the people. Your numbers OTP are verified in the WhatsApp. So now for your numbers, I can send a WhatsApp message direct. So that complete system is automated. So that's why it took 4 months of time for me. And lot of functionality is there in the backend. If you see my project backend, admin functionality. So trainers management, course management, adding the courses, display the courses. For every course, adding the module, adding the sub-module, adding the trainers, trainer payments, counselors management, scheduling the batches, student feedbacks, interview questions, mock interview feedback, user response, downloading your leads, our customers, students enrolled, students enrollment management will be available. Students enrollment, view students. Now you all created the accounts, right? All your accounts I can see here. 35 students are available now. Pagination is included. So if I click on this now, you can see the data that you have created. Your mail IDs will be available now. Your mobile numbers are available. So I can add you to one batch directly. If I want to give the access to a batch, from here I can give the access directly. So this complete system is automated. And settings, banners, whatever the banners you are seeing on the website, front website banners will be available. 1 minute. These are the website banners you are seeing, right? These banners also we can automate here. I can add the banner. I can delete the banner from here. I can change the banners. And pop-ups, payment settings. So to which account the payment will happen, Razorpay details will be available here. And general settings, our company logo we can change from here. Contact number, address, whatever the address you are seeing on the website, whatever the contact number you are seeing on the website, everything, this email ID, this phone number, these details, everything will come from the backend. Everything is automated. So easily anybody can manage the website. The complete system is automated. So in future, I can sell this system as a product to the other institutes also. It's like a product I have developed. So there are so many education institutes are available. For the institutes, this kind of system is not there. So if you check any institute in Amirpet, this kind of website is not there. Now I can market my website. So if I want to sell this website to other institute, I will charge 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. I will change the logo. I will change the contact number. I will change the address. That's it. They can also use the website. It's like a product. It's not only for our institute. It's like a product. I can do marketing with this website. And the next part, currently this is completed. Now I am developing this one, examination. So students going forward, you can write the exam in the online in our website only. So when you start the exam, you can't copy paste. The timer will start 30 minutes, 30 questions. You submit the exam. Immediately your report will come. Out of 30, how many questions are correct? How many are wrong? Pass or fail. So that online examination I am developing for the same website. So that also Spring Boot Angular. Right, good. So I want you to work on email functionality today. So we have developed a project. So where we can add the student, right? So whenever you add the student, you are taking the name, email ID, phone number, and save button. So whenever you save the student, which mail ID you are giving, that mail should receive an email from our application. Welcome to Ashok IT. Your record is added in our website. You can see my email. You got the email when you create the account. So we need to send an email from our project lines. Can you do the research on that? Sending emails by using Spring Boot. That is the task for today. So if you are able to do okay, otherwise tomorrow, I will explain that in that. Got it? Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. My project, currently whatever we are developing is a web application. REST API we will start after 1 week. We have not developed REST API as of now. That is after 1 week we will start the REST APIs. Anything is fine, sir. Both will do the same thing. It's better. Nowadays, people are not going to use model and view. People will write the methods in this approach. This is easy. So if you don't want to take model and view, you can take model as a parameter. Got it? Yeah, you can do that. Six, yes, because it is auto increment. Every time it will go one by one, one by one. No, that is expected behavior. If you delete the previous record, ID should not go to back. ID always will go in the forward direction. So if you delete a record in the middle, that is your problem. So auto increment will happen continuously. If you delete the table, then it will start from 1 again. If you delete the table, ID will start from 1 because table will be newly created. Auto increment will start from 1 only. You can customize it. Custom generators we can use. Pure backend, yes. REST API means pure backend, no UI. my backend application is a REST API. Front end is Angular. Angular will talk to the backend. Backend will give the JSON data. Angular will display the JSON. UI backend we are separating. That is a full stack. Loosely coupled. Which one? Institute kind of website. So it will take time, sir. For me, I took 4 months of time. It's not that much easy. If I want to teach that project to the students, right, lot of functionalities are there. 6 months it will take only for the project. Because I have to explain each and everything for the people and I have to develop. That means it will take 6 months of time. So we need to do as a team. So in the project batch, we are developing e-commerce. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Online students, any doubts, anyone?
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry?
Sir, do we use any SMTP or something to send email from Spring Boot?
SMTP we need to work on. SMTP we need to use for that. You need to do some research
Yeah.
on SMTP integration. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Yeah,
we
hi,
need
sir.
to download that only material and the backend videos also we need to download.
No, madam. Videos will not be affected. Videos will be available as it is.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Videos will not
It
be
will
affected.
there, sir. Today and tomorrow it will be there to download.
Yeah,
that
you can
material.
download by this weekend, no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'm having one question.
Yeah, please.
So, sir, like I see, like we have the list of employee, and you are retrieving using the for each method in the theme lib only, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So instead doing that in the code, we can use the for each method, and we can take one employee, and we can.
No, sir, we don't do that, sir, because display part is in the UI logic, na, so you have to iterate in the UI only, not in the Java code. From the
Okay.
Java, we are sending the list to the UI. We need to iterate in the UI only, not in the backend.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.